here for me, okay? That's great. All right, here we go. That's great, good, okay, hang on. You're doing a great job, that's great, good. Okay, that's great, good. All right. Good, okay. Alright, let's have the kids all okay, here we go. Okay, that's great. Good. Alright, you're doing a great job. Okay, hang on. Some more. Y'all finish. That's great. Good. Alright. Great, good. Thanks very much. Excellent.
I'm finding myself in the middle.
I'm sorry. We don't want to leave. Well, our staff are absolutely thrilled that you're here. And I just wanted to say thank you, staff, for coming out to greet George. And we've got two board members. Maybe Alan or Nora would like to just say a few words on behalf of the board, just really quick, just to, you know.
Sure.
Yes, sure.
Well, again, just congratulations on your accomplishment thus far. We're behind you all the way, and I think it's wonderful that you're bringing this kind of attention to the organ donor program. And we're pleased you made your home a stop.
Yes.
Good to see you back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, George. That's just great. Thank you. So, what would you normally like to do now? I mean, normally, what do you do when you arrive? You've had this. How many stops have you made?
This is my 31st YMCA. I talk a lot, so.
Do you want to have an interview with Rogers, or how do you?
I could do that after. What I just wanted to do was just kind of share a few feelings.
Would you like to do that now?
Yeah.
Please do. Please do. Don't let me stop you. I didn't want to leave you stranded in the middle here. But go ahead. Go ahead, George.
First of all, it is my 31st YMCA press conference. There's just 1, 2, 3 left, actually. And I've been at every single YMCA in Ontario, and I can't tell you the reception, the interest, the organizing, and everything that all the Ys have done has just been phenomenal. We've managed to capture a spirit here with all Canadians during our trip. So far we've been on over 50 front page news articles. We've been in all the radio stations in Ontario. We've been in all the television stations. We've been meeting the politicians, the mayors, the police escorts have been escorting us in each town. And I've literally talked to about 500,000 Canadians. And each time I'm leaving a community, I'm leaving with a million memories, positive memories and positive feelings. And you know, each community wasn't just another community. I never got tired of approaching each community, and it just kept getting better and better. And it was sort of highlighting when I was reaching here, Guelph, because I'll tell you something. I was on the 24, and I was walking up 24 in Wellington, and I've walked along those streets many times, and I started crying. So I'm all out of tears now. I won't start crying here. And plus, I always tried to hold back my tears. I said, what kind of man are you? You're going to cry. But there's just so much to this whole story, and a lot started over here for me because in '92, this is where I was working out, and I found out at that time that I was diagnosed with terminal liver disease. And you know, it's never a good time to receive news like this. And when you're told that you have only a couple of years left to live, that makes the situation even a little worse. I remember going through all the phases of trying to accept this, and I read a poem called Footprints, which I don't know if any of you are familiar with, but a poem, just words, somehow gave me acceptance and courage to accept the faith, you know, and I was able to carry on. And one of the ways that I was able to carry on was by continually coming to this Y to work out and having people around here, which I see in the crowd right now that know me pretty good, having accepted me, you know, while I was going through this. And, you know, I got the call here in Guelph in 1995. I was in my residence on Dublin Street, and they said that there's an organ available for George Marcello from Toronto General Hospital. And I said, are you sure you got the right guy? I had to be absolutely sure that I wasn't taking a female or a younger person's spot. I felt like I was on the Titanic for some reason. That's what you get for watching too many movies. So they convinced me I was the guy, and I went. And the operation took 10 hours, and I woke up feeling that I was going to make it. But at the same moment, I was thinking about that family that had to face a tragedy that evening and lost their loved one. And through that tragedy, made the decision to think about somebody else by donating their loved one's organ, so a person that they don't even know can live. And that was me. And that thought, from that moment, stayed with me right up to today, because there hasn't, a day has not gone by that I don't think about that family. And that's what led me to do this thank you walk. I found out during the time of my illness about the present status of Canada being the lowest organ donating country in the world, which wasn't very comfortable news for any Canadians to hear. And, you know, we as Canadians always prided ourselves in having the highest standards of any kind of living. And apparently the feeling was, it wasn't that Canadians were against organ transplantation, because every single Canadian that I talked to along this trip was all for it. I didn't hear one negative thing about organ transplantation. So it isn't Canadians where the problem is. It's just we got to kind of sort out the present legislation, the procedures that we have. One scenario is that the family at the hospital has to make that decision. Even though people sign their donor cards, a hospital official has to approach the family. And that's not a very good picture, because I don't think we should have to approach the family at a time of tragedy and distress. You know, I think one of the things that I've been working in other countries is a national registry. And I think that a lot of Canadians have that strong desire to donate their organs, and that wish should get carried out, and it would get registered. This is one of the things that I found out during this walk after talking to dozens and dozens of related organ transplant organizations. And I'm going to be addressing this at Queen's Park on September the 30th. And I'll have audience with Premier Harris, and then I'll be on my way to talk to the federal government about this. And I was looking at, because I'm near at the end of this journey, you know, it's one more week, and I don't like endings.